Women drove around the Saudi embassy with signs plastered to their cars in support of women's rights to drive in Saudi Arabia.
We're here to show our support and solidarity for the women in Saudi Arabia who are trying to get the right to drive and hoping that that can maybe be a starting point to gain other rights as well.
We are here in solidarity with you to be able to drive in your own country.
According to Alyami of the Center for Democracy and Human Rights in Saudi Arabia, there is no justification for the ban.
They say Islam and God, prevent woman from exposing herself to men, and if she drives, she is not going to be able to cover her face because she has to see, and this will damage the country. It will damage the moral fabric of Saudi society, which is absolutely ridiculous because the Saudi themselves, the Saudi men, including the royals and these muftis who tell people what to do, they go all over the world to look for nightclubs and for entertainment and for things like that.
The ban restricts women's ability to travel freely in Saudi Arabia, which protesters state also affects them in other ways.
If they are allowed to drive, they can look for better jobs and can secure themselves financially and economically.
The harm is multiple: social harm, political harm, gender harm, societal harm, and economic harm. It's just total travesty not to grant women their citizenship. And Saudi Arabia is the only country where discriminations against women are institutionalized.
The United States alliance with Saudi Arabia, which includes a recent $60 billion arms deal, was another point of contention for protesters.
We are huge supporters of a regime in Saudi Arabia which oppresses women perhaps more than any other country in the world.
So it's very disappointing. We would like at least a public statement from someone like Secretary Hillary Clinton, who claims to be advocating for women's rights world round, just to say show her support in solidarity for Saudi women. But so far the government's been pretty silent on the issue.
Saudi embassy officials refused to comment.
The protests coincided with other demonstrations taking place throughout the Saudi kingdom, where women took to the streets to drive, and in so doing broke custom, hoping that it will lead to a new social order, one that sees greater equality between the sexes. Marjan Asi, Press TV, Washington.